Hello everyone. The topic for today's discussion is barriers to communication. I'm Dr. Manveen Brar from GWPC Sanganer. And before we begin with our discussion, I would just like to make a personal observation. I strongly feel that if we objectively study the barriers to communication which we face in our personal and professional lives on a daily basis, and can find objective solutions to it, our lives would be more constructive, and then we can move forward without wasting our energy and time on overcoming barriers. So, good morning to you once again. Let's get back to our presentation. We must, as students of communication skills, know and understand barriers of communication and how we can overcome them to smoothen out our professional and personal relationships. There exist many barriers to communication, and these may occur at any stage in the communication process. Barriers may lead to your message becoming distorted and therefore risk wasting both time and or money by causing confusion and misunderstanding. Effective communication surely involves overcoming these barriers and conveying a clear and concise message. Some of the common barriers to effective communication include the use of jargon, unfamiliar and complicated words, emotional barriers or taboos, lack of attention, interest and distractions to the receiver, differences in perception and viewpoint, physical disabilities such as hearing or speech difficulties, geographical barriers to non-verbal communication, language barriers and unfamiliar accents, the expectations and prejudices of the senders and receivers, what is known as stereotypical behavior, cultural differences in ways of perception, in the ways of greeting, in the ways of showing emotions. Categories of barriers to communication: the physical barriers, emotional barriers, attitudinal barriers, language barriers, psychological barriers, and interpersonal barriers. Let's have a look at them one by one and try to understand these barriers and look for measures to overcome them. Physical barriers in the workplace, which we often come across, are marked out territories, empires into which strangers are not allowed, creating a barrier to dissemination of information. Closed door offices, barrier screens, and separate areas for people of different status, again creating a barrier. Large working areas or working in one unit that is physically separate from others, geographic distance between the sender and receiver where non-verbal cues are not visible, especially in the audio interactions and communications. Inability to see the non-verbal cues, gestures, postures, and general body language which we humans are attuned to understand, and when we do not have access to that, that makes our communication incomplete and therefore ineffective. Emotional barriers. Now, this is one of the chief barriers to open and free communications. The emotional barrier is comprised mainly of feelings of fear, mistrust, and suspicion, the prejudices that we carry in our minds. As a result, many people hold back from freely communicating their thoughts and feelings to others. Some people may find it difficult to express their opinions, especially because of the environment that they are used to, and the environment they are used to, and the way they have been brought up. That is, I would even say, that is the emotional baggage that we carry and the negativity that we carry in our minds. And these are mainly related to themes like politics, religion, disability, sexuality, and racism. These are not freely discussed in the public domain. Next comes attitudinal barriers. Attitudinal barriers are behaviors and perceptions that prevent people from communicating effectively. Attitudinal barriers may result from personality conflicts, poor management, inbuilt resistance to change, or sometimes lack of motivation. Now we use English as a mode of international communication, and the speakers of English in the original land, that is England, are much lesser than the number of speakers of the English language all over the world. But we see that people of each country or area use the language differently. Their accent is different. And when we come across an accent or a language that is unfamiliar to us, there the barriers are erected. Our language may present barriers to others who are not familiar with our expressions, buzzwords and jargon, specialist abbreviations, technical terminology. Language differences between the speaker and the listener obviously act as a barrier. Difficulty in understanding unfamiliar accents. Even within India, you must have seen when a North Indian speaks English and a South Indian speaks English, there is so much of difference in their accents that it becomes a barrier. All of the above can exclude others and lead to misinterpretations or even offending others. So you need to be aware of this point, to speak in a direct and clear way to be understood. The psychological state of the speaker and listener can affect communication. For example, someone who suffers from social anxiety and or low self-esteem may be too distracted about how they are perceived by others when talking with a superior. Anger can lead to saying things you regret and misinterpreting what others say. Supposing you have heard a very bad piece of news within your family in the morning and then set out for work, you are naturally distracted. You are emotionally under pressure. Your communication skills, whether as a receiver or a sender, will be affected by that. These result in creating barriers. Low self-esteem. Now we are discussing interpersonal barriers. Low self-esteem and prejudices within the individual can prevent you from forming relationships and connections with others due to your own false perceptions. To overcome this, you need to be aware and communicate more with others to increase your confidence and learn about your strengths and weaknesses. Now, if we look for ways to overcome barriers, then there are a few which are very useful tools for overcoming barriers. Firstly, active listening. Listening carefully, making eye contact, reading facial expressions, and asking questions from the person who is speaking wins his confidence, makes him confide in you, makes him focus more clearly and try to state his problems so that you can find solutions to them. So, active listening encourages people to speak clearly and to communicate better, as opposed to not paying attention to them. If they feel that you are not listening to them, you are not attentive, then they tend to decrease their communication. Secondly, use simple language. Simpler the language, more effective your communication. And language used should be easily understandable, and maintaining required gaps in your conversation, in your questions, is very helpful. Thirdly, feedback is an active part of the communication process. It strengthens interpersonal relationships by giving feedback and enhances future communications. These were a few points about barriers to communication that we discussed. I hope that it is all easily and clearly grasped by you. In case you have any further queries, please get back to me at my email chandigarhtrip233@gmail.com. Thank you so much.